न च श्रेयोऽनुपश्यामि
न च श्रेयोऽनुपश्यामि
स्वजनं माहवे
हत्वा स्वजनम् आहवे
काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण
न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण
च राज्यं सुखानि च
न च राज्यं सुखानि च
न च श्रेयोऽनुपश्यामि
न च श्रेयोऽनुपश्यामि
वा स्वजनं माहवे
हत्वा स्वजनम्
आकाङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण
न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण
च राज्यं सुखानि च
न च राज्यं सुखानि च
So someone of you can recite
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी
Hare Krishna.
न च श्रेयानुपश्यामि
न च
श्रेयोऽनुपश्यामि
हत्वा स्वजनमाहवे
हत्वा स्वजन्माहवे
न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण
न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण
न च राज्यं सुखानि च
न च राज्यं सुखानि च।
हरे कृष्ण
So, word to word meaning, translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, we will repeat word to word meaning. Na, nor, also.
also
Yaha, good.
they have good
Pashyami,
upasya
do I foresee. Tva, by killing. Tvajanma, tvajanam, own kinsman. Ave, na, nor, kankshe, do I desire. Vijayam, victory. Krishna, O Krishna. Na, nor. Cha, also. Rajyam, kingdom. Sukhani, happiness thereof. Also. Translation: I don't see how any good can come from killing my own kinsman in this battle. Nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom or happiness. Without knowing that one's self-interest is in Vishnu or Krishna, conditioned souls are attracted by bodily relationships, hoping to be happy in such situations. In such a blind conception of life, they forget even the causes of material happiness. Arjun appears to have even forgotten the moral course for a Kshatriya. It is said that two kinds of men, namely a Kshatriya who dies directly in front of the battlefield under Krishna's personal order, and the person in the renounced order of life who is absolutely devoted to the spiritual culture, are eligible to enter into the sun globe, which is so powerful and dazzling. Arjuna is reluctant even to kill his enemies, let alone his relatives. He thinks that by killing his kinsman, there would be no happiness in his life, and therefore he is not willing to fight. Just as a person who does not feel hunger is not inclined to cook, he has now decided to go into the forest and live a secluded life in frustration. But as a Kshatriya, he requires a kingdom for his subsistence. because the Kshatriyas cannot engage themselves in any other occupation. But Arjuna has no kingdom. Arjuna's sole opportunity for gaining a kingdom lies in fighting with his cousins and brothers and reclaiming the kingdom inherited from his father, which he does not like to do. Therefore, he considers himself fit to go to the forest to live a secluded life of frustration. मज्ञान्तिमनन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामि ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देव श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वसुभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं। Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
So, we welcome all of you in this Bhagavad Gita class. Today we are discussing 31st shloka of chapter number 1 of Bhagavad Gita. So in today's slok, Arjuna is speaking that there is no meaning in fighting this battle because all are relatives. So Arjuna is giving the reason why he is seeing this great battle as opposite. In previous slok he said that vipritani kesavaha nimittani cha pashyami vipritani kesava. I am not seeing any good in this battlefield. So now he is saying that there is no ultimate good in this fight. Nacha shreyo anupashyami. So there are two things, Shreya and Priya. So Arjuna is explaining that there is no good actually in this fighting. I am not seeing any ultimate good in this battle. So he is talking about Shreya. That there is no good in this fight. In which thing? Hatva swajanam ahave. By killing own kinsman. Because all the relatives assembled in this fighting, and many of them taking the side of Duryodhan, and so Arjuna has to fight with them if he participate in this great fight. So he is saying that there is no good in fighting with own kinsman because I am not desirous for the kingdom. Na kankse vijayam Krishna, I don't want victory because if I will win, then all these relatives, they are sure to die. So without death, there will be no victory. Because everyone is ready to die. Everyone is interested in their own victory. So they are either they will die or they will win. No one is actually forward, and they are not ready to leave this uh, battlefield. They have decided either we will die or we will get victory. So either win or die. So that's why this Arjuna is saying that I don't want victory, because if I will win, then they will going to die. Na kankse vijayam Krishna, na cha rajyam sukhani cha. So why, what is the need of victory? Because we have to get the kingdom which is actually belong to our father, Pandu Maharaj. Pandu Maharaj is the main king, chief king, Sri Chakravarti Samrat, the emperor of whole earthly planets, whole earthly planets. So Arjuna or Yudhishthira Maharaj is actually the proprietor of this great kingdom, but due to uh, evil-minded Duryodhan, due to cruel techniques of Duryodhan, Dhritarashtra, Sakuni, Karna, they are trying to forcefully take the property of Pandavas. And when Pandavas fulfilled all the conditions given by Duryodhan and others, still they have completed the 12 years exile, 1 year they remain in disguise, and now they come back and ask for their part. But Duryodhan refused to give anything without fight. He said that I will not give, I can not share anything, even land which is holded by the tip of the needle. I cannot give enough land which is holded by the tip of needle without fight. So without fight, there no chance of getting any type of kingdom to Pandavas. So only way to get kingdom is to fight. So that's why they are assembled in this Kurukshetra. But now he is saying that we are not desirous for kingdom. Why we need kingdom? Nacha rajyam sukhani cha. We are not behind the happiness get from the kingdom, and there will be actually no happiness if we kill these relatives in this battlefield. So Arjuna is giving many reasons to not fight. And in this purport, Prabhupada is saying that everyone is interested in his selfish motives. No one is actually interested in real self-interest, that is Krishna or Vishnu. Nate vidu sartha gatim hi Vishnu. दुराशया ये बहिर्थमानिनः अंधा यथा अंधेर उपनीयमाना तेपि स्वतंत्रयावरुदाम निबद्धा. Prahlad Maharaj said that the people, they are actually so foolish that they are not know their own self-interest, that is Krishna or Vishnu. Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu is actually the real interest of all the living entities. Because Krishna is the root of everything. So if we, like in root of a tree, if we put water or other ingredients, other material to which is helpful in growth of that tree, then we have to put that thing on in the root. And if we give water the root, then it will passes to all the part and parcel of that tree. So Krishna is actually the root of whole cosmic manifestation. So if we serve Krishna, if we work for Krishna, if we do devotional service to Krishna, then actually we will become satisfied, and all other living entities, they also get the satisfaction. Otherwise, there is no way to satisfy oneself or others. That's why Arjuna, in this slope of Arjuna, Prabhupada is giving that Krishna is the actual self-interest of every living entity. But due to this bodily conception of life, due to this bodily relationships, attraction for bodily relationships, we think ourselves as body and the manifestation or byproducts of this body as own kinsman. Janasya moham aham mameti, which is related to this body, we think that they are mine, and which is not related directly to this body, they are others. So, but actually, we are not this body, and that's why everyone is actually different from body. Everyone is part and parcel of Supreme Lord Krishna, as Krishna mentioned in 15th chapter of Bhagavad. Mamivanso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. All the living entity are my part and parcel. So, actual self-interest of all the living entity in whatever situation he may be. Actual self-interest is Krishna, in serving Krishna. And if we do this real duty, then actually we will get real happiness. But Arjuna is saying that by fighting, although this is recommended by Krishna, Krishna is helping Arjuna in this fight. He is ready to drive his chariot. Still, Arjuna is saying that we will not get any happiness after the fight. Or even if we win, if we get victory, still we will not get any happiness. So this is due to his bodily conception of life. Sometimes we also, or mostly we are remain in this bodily conception. That's why there are many doubts generated. There are many doubts in general people, and sometimes in devotees also. They also become doubtful about devotional service, effect of this serving Krishna. They thought that by serving Krishna we are not getting anything. From so many years we are serving, we are chanting. I am chanting from 10 years, I am chanting from 15 years, still I am not getting any happiness. So it may be right that some happiness is in material things. So we should try for that. And sometimes many devotees who are practicing from many years, they leave service of Krishna and they again engage in the material pleasure. So this is due to their bodily conception or this material conception of life. This, so it's so strong because Krishna's material nature is also one of the potency of Krishna. Krishna said that this is mine. Devi Hesa Gunamai Mam Maya. Because this material nature is Krishna's potency, that's why it's very strong. Druttya. It's not possible to surpass Maya without help of Krishna. There is no way to conquer this material illusory energy of Krishna other than serving Krishna. So Prabhupada is saying that due to this blind conception of life, they forget even the causes of material happiness. Sometimes people think that without what is need to consider that there is any God. We are happy in our material pleasures, but they actually, if we are not accepting the authority of Lord, then we can not get any material happiness also. And this is very practical in this modern time. There are many people who are not accepting there is God and they are suffering so much. Even they are not getting material happiness. The level of material happiness is actually decreasing. In previous ages, the people eat very nutritious diet. They eat the pure ghee, pure milk, pure wheat, pure grains. But now everything is polluted. Duplicate ghee, duplicate grains, pesticide mix with pesticides. All the items contains many type of uh, unwanted elements or hazardous element. But previous ages they eat very nice food, very nutritious food. They eat in golden plates or silver plates, or even poorest of them they eat in brass or some metal plates. Then the standard decreases and they come to this plastic plates. Now the people they eat in plastic plates. Very rich persons they are also fond of eating in plastic plates. Or bone, the plates made by bones. So much degradation has come that one element called bone china, ceramic. It's like ceramic material, and that is called bone china. Actually, the bone powder is used in making these plates. Bones, the plates used now many peoples, and they are very costly also. The plates made by using the material from the bones of some animals or some other creatures. They are eating in these type of disgusting materials, and now they are thinking that we are very advanced. But in previous ages, the standard of happiness is very high. Even the material happiness, there are many facilities for material happiness which are now not available. Common men also have these facilities. So, Prabhupada is saying that if the person is not able to follow the order of Krishna or totally blind by this material conception of life, this bodily conception of life, then he actually forget even the causes of material happiness. So Arjuna, as a Kshatriya, as a normal Kshatriya, not a devotee, even a duty of Kshatriya is that he should fight for good cause. And if he is ready to fight, or it may happen that he will defeat that fight, still he will get very nice position. He will get the heavenly planets, and among that the sun planet, which is very uh, great level. In the heavenly planets there are different levels also. So the sun globe, it's very powerful and dazzling, and the kshatriyas who fight for the good cause and they sacrifice their life, they go there. So this is actually not the spiritual pleasure, but only material pleasure, and material happiness is available there. So the intelligent person, one who has the intelligence and understand that what is the material pleasure and how much material pleasure is available in heavenly planets, he do his duty in proper way and go to that heavenly planets. But now people are so foolish that they are not even aware about these planets. Even the people in India, they are also misguided by many type of authors or many type of spiritual leaders. They are totally confused about the heavenly planets and the Naraka planets. But this is the fact that there are many varieties of pleasure or pain available in different planets in this material world only. Not out from this material universe, but in this material universe, there are many varieties of material happiness, many varieties of uh, things are available, which is very extraordinary in their nature. And it is explained in the Vedic scriptures. In Bhagavatam, very elaborate discussion, elaborate information is given about this material universe. And there are different places And there are so much facilities available only on material platform. And what about the spiritual planets? We can understand by understanding the status of happiness in this material world. But people are so foolish. Sometimes they think that we will get nothing. We will mix in some kind of light or some zeros. There is nothing in the spiritual world. Only point, only zero. Everything is zero. In this material world, they are getting so many facilities. Even in this conditioned life, we are getting so many facilities, so many varieties, so many type of material pleasure is available. But they are thinking that after liberation, we will get nothing. So much foolishness is this. They are so foolish that they are not able to understand that if we are getting so many facilities in this material world in conditioned life, then in liberated life we will get more. Unlimited facilities, unlimited varieties exist in the spiritual abode of the Lord. So Arjuna is even not able to understand the uh, facilities or the possibilities of material happiness. If we not talk about the spiritual thing, still as a Kshatriya, his duty is to fight. So if we neglect the spiritual aspect, still, if we want to remain happy in this material life, we have to do our duties nicely. And if we want real happiness or spiritual happiness, then we have to understand the duty for Supreme Personality of God also. Our real duty is in serving Krishna. Without serving Krishna, actually we are indebted by so many persons or demigods and nature, human beings, animals, so many persons from which we are getting many type of service, many type of facilities. We are indebted. We are in lot of things we are taking. So we have to return it back. But if we understand the real responsibility for Krishna and if we try to serve Krishna, then all type of depth will automatically clear. So due to this misconception, Arjuna is saying that there is no happiness in winning this kingdom. There is no happiness in this fighting. So like that, sometimes we also think like this, but by help of Krishna, Arjuna is able to understand that whatever he is giving about, whatever he is saying about the Shreya, Nacha Shreyo Anupashyami, after describing this full first chapter, in second chapter Arjuna said that I am not able to understand what is the Shreya. He surrendered to Krishna and he said कार्पण्य दोषो अपहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वाम धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता यत श्रेय स्यात् निश्चितम ब्रूहि तन्मे. In second chapter, when Arjuna totally confused about his duty, he not able to understand what to do, what not to do, then he totally surrendered to Krishna and then he said that whatever is Shreya, whatever is actually good for me, please, for certain, please tell to me. Now he is saying that this is not good to fight, but later he understands that actually he is not able to know what is Shreya. That's why he is requesting Krishna that please explain. Yata Shreya Syat Nishchitam Bruhitan me. Please bucket. So whatever is actually good for me, please surely speak about that. So in this sloka, Arjuna is explaining that there is no Shreya, but later he realized that the definition of Shreya he is giving is actually totally wrong, fully wrong. And then he asked to Krishna. So, in our case, also sometimes we think that this is not actually good, but if we are in bodily conception of life, or we decide the thing according to this misconception, then we will surely wrong. And if we not able to take help of Krishna or the devotees, then our whole life uh, will waste in this wrong conception of Shreya. But if we ready to take help of Krishna or his representative, then we can actually understand what is Shreya and what is actually good for us. And then we will able to follow, and then our this human form of life will uh, totally uh, get total real success or real benefit we will get from this body, this human body. Otherwise, if we remain in this material conception and think that this is good for me, this is bad from me, but in respect from for this only this on the bodily platform, then our time and energy will waste. So we should understand clearly with help of scriptures, with help of Lord instruction, with the help of his representative, what is good for us and what is bad for us, which is Arjuna. By example, by making the Arjuna by making the Arjuna a medium, Krishna is explaining these things to us, and later Arjuna understand that he is not actually uh, able to understand what is Shreya, so he asks to Krishna. Like that, if we feel that we are also in bodily conception of life, and we whatever we are deciding according to that conception is not good, then we have to take help of devotees, take help of the representative of the Lord, and get a real thing from there. Then our life will be successful. So we will stop here. Hare Krishna, Sri Prabhupada ki jai. So if any question or comments, you can tell. One question from Akshat Prabhu. How to convince an atheist that God exists, because many people don't believe in God. So there are many scientific details or some many arguments about existence of God. So we can take help from these. There are many videos. That one thing that we see many type of creation. So every creation has a creator. Without without creating by some person, then nothing actually exists. Nothing actually exists. There is no exception of this. Whatever we see, there is some person behind the creation of that thing. So one argument is this, and there are many designer, artist, whatever see in nature, there are many things. So everything has a artist, has a designer. So like that, without the help of some person, which is called God, this material universe can never be created and exist. Until now, there is no theory which is able to totally uh, give all the information, all the answer of all the questions of this existence, this creation. So we can explain like this, and actually, with our logics, we can convince from outside, but in reality, no one can accept Krishna or no one can accept God till he get many pious activities. When many type of good credits he get, then he actually able to have faith in God. So we have to engage them in such a way that his pious credit increase. Agyata Sukriti. It's called Agyata Sukriti. The pious credit without knowing oneself. So if we give some prasadam and they eat that prasadam, they get this pious credit. Unlimited credit they get. If we knowingly or unknowingly chant the name of Krishna, then uh, they collect this Agyat Sukriti. So like that we should try to convince them by our logics, by our arguments, polite logic, and also try side by side to increase their this pious credits. Meaning of Casey Demon. Casey Demon was a demon who was sent by Kansa to kill Krishna. Casey is his name because he take a form of horse. Casey take a form of horse and he come to kill Krishna. Any other question? No question? Then we will recite one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra and stop here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
प्रसाद की जय, समस्त उपस्थित भक्तवृंद की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय।